as well, which the markets will take cues from.
Manisha, thank you very much for that. Now the mid-cap index is also back in the green. But let's get to our stocks on the move. Ekta joins in for Aurobindo Pharma and Lupin. Ekta.
Thanks for that. Well, yes, Aurobindo is in focus because they delivered what was a better set of numbers as compared to what the street was anticipating. Revenue was up 6.7%. Margins improved all the way to around 15-odd%. Street was anticipating around 16-odd%. But there is a Q-on-Q improvement which has taken place in terms of margins. And the profit did miss expectations. But nonetheless, the US revenue was quite strong. So $366 million is where it came in at versus $350 million. Remember, in Q2, it had hit a multi-quarter low of $331 million. So there was some amount of an improvement which took place in the US business. Now, the board is going to be transferring its API non-antibiotic division to Auro Pharma, and the slump sale is around 3,300 odd crores. Separately, the company did hold a call, and a couple of important takeaways is that the article of association is modified in order to factor in buyback provisions. There is pricing pressure which has improved. There was pricing pressure in logistics, freight, which has now improved. Injectable revenue was at over $70 million in the quarter. They are aiming for injectable revenue in double digit on a Q-on-Q basis in FY24, and no regulatory issues in their formulation facilities. So these are a couple of important takeaways from the Auro call. Lupin. Margins were at a 5-quarter high, US sales were at a 3-quarter high, India was still sluggish, but nonetheless, these were two important parameters the street was watching out for. Revenue was up 4%, margins at 12.3 versus estimates of around 12.2%, and profit of around 153 odd crores. Margins on a Q-on-Q improved to 12.3 versus 10.9%. US sales $177 million, street was anticipating $165 million, so that too is better. But the company did indicate they are facing price pressure in the US. They will be focusing on margins of around 18 to 20 odd% eventually. So these are important takeaways, important key points that whether or not margins will improve on a sustainable basis. Overall, largely inline set of numbers in terms of the margins as well as US business for Lupin. Macquarie has an outperform. They've said that the US revenue was below estimates. They were anticipating $190 million. Maybe that's where the disappointment is emerging from.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ekta, for that. So that's on Lupin, biggest loser in trade this morning. Let's slip into a quick break. On the other side, Lata will connect with Suresh Ganpati of Macquarie. Remember, Macquarie has, after a long time of being negative on Paytm, has now come out with a double upgrade on Paytm, post which the stock saw a massive up move. Stay tuned for more.